Ladies and gentlemen, this speech is about problem solution. I will be sharing a few issues and solutions to the healthcare. The number one healthcare starting out with is the unemployment rate. It is the share of the labor force that is jobless expressed percentage. Here are a few problems that apply. It doesn't account for discouraged workers, and it doesn't separate part-time and full-time workers, and it doesn't consider whether people have low payment or jobs. Solution, I feel, change in industry technician and production technique should suit the needs and means of the country, should be encouraged in place of capital-intensive technology. Number two, expansion of unemployment exchanges. More unemployment changes should be open. Information regarding employment opportunities should be given to people. This is a chart that is from 2011 to 2014 from how it went from 30% to, these are the apprentices that went up to 25%, and then the CPCS to 5.0%, and then those with a college degree that are unemployed is 20%, and then those without a college degree went up is 15%. Secondly, talk about what health insurance is. It's a type of insurance that covers the pays for medical and surgical expenses incurred by the insurance. How much does it cost? This insurance cost? Average premiums and deductibles nationwide, unsubsidized shoppers. Premiums for individual coverage average $321 per month, while premiums for family plans average $833 per month. The average annual deductible for individual plans was $4,358. The average deductible for family plans was $7,983 as of 2016. Americans' healthcare system suffers from two serious and related problems. First, about 50 million people, of whom have 7 million are undocumented immigrants and are without health insurance. Should they be stricken with serious ailments, they are at risk of having to forego proper care and incur catastrophic financial losses. Secondly, the cost of the care and coverage have been growing significantly faster than inflation. Wages and federal revenues for many years, leaving both individuals and the government increasingly unable to keep up. This has meant higher costs for employers who are the largest providers of health insurance, for families regardless of how they get coverage, and for the federal government and the states, as spending on Medicare and Medicaid has ballooned. To improve our health insurance system, we must first outline the principles by which a more effective system would function. The place to begin is with a concept of real health insurance. That is a system that offers protection against catastrophic costs while creating a genuine market for less expensive services. This approach could not only get us to universal coverage, but also curb the growth of healthcare costs that is threatening the nation's physical health. Such a model would be an enormous improvement over the current system and dramatically less expensive. The price tag is implementation would be about half the $1.7 trillion that CPO estimates the Affordable Care Act will cost over the next 10 years. This is from 1960 to 2020. It went from 27 up to 4,487. Healthcare. The maintenance and the improvement of physical and mental health, especially through the provision of medical services. We hear so often about the rate pressures on hospitals and the risk that these pressures pose for their future. With healthcare reform, the burden of rising healthcare costs is shifting. from payers to providers, but do we always take in true import of that warning? Does it become just another portent of doom and gloom that we can brush off? Employers are increasingly reluctant to observe these increases in healthcare costs. Let's face it, payers need to keep their employer customers happy. They get business by having lower rate, increases their competitors, so they turn to providers and ratchet down on the rate increases. Everyone that is employed or unemployed is affected by these problems. There are always solutions for these problems. Thank you for listening.